So last night, Peter Obi came to report a matter to the whole country via social media. They don't go destroy a brother house. They demolish them for Lagos. Why? Nobody know. Who go demolish them? Nobody know. But obviously, now people will get backup from the state, because for this Lagos, you cannot just carry a tractor and go to somebody's house and demolish it. And to make things worse, the police and security agencies were involved. No court warrants, no reason, no sense. They just go demolish them. Why? Probably because the guy, not Peter Obi brother. So this is what Peter Obi said on Twitter. Any society where lawlessness overrides the rule of law is not destined to be a haven for investors. Recent reports showing that Nigeria's human rights indicators have worsened merely highlight severe shortfalls in government protection for civil liberties, personal security, and basic living standards. I know what I've been going through as a person in abuse of my human rights just because I contested a presidential election, which I have legitimate rights to do so. So I imagine what small business owners, regular citizens, and vulnerable communities face every day. If this level of lawlessness can happen to someone with a registered company and legitimate means, what hope does the ordinary Nigerian have? This morning, which was yesterday, my younger brother called me frantically, informing me that a group of people had invaded his company property in Lagos, Ikeja, and were demolishing the building. He had just come in from Port Harcourt and was denied entry to the property by security men who told him the building was being pulled down. They even informed him that this demolition had started over the weekend. As a peace-loving Nigerian, he quickly started processing to go to court immediately, not knowing what must have resulted in this, as they moved fast to destroy his home without any restraint. I rushed to Lagos from Abuja after the call this morning and headed straight to the property. On arrival, I was met by security people who tried to ban me from entering the property. I humbly pleaded with them that the property belongs to my brother's company, and from the records, the company had owned the property for over a decade. The decade is 10 years. They told me they had a court judgment, and immediately I requested it. You would not believe that the court judgment they claim was issued by an unknown person and squatters. I went further to ask about the demolition order or permit, and there was none. How do you sue an unknown person? How does the court issue a judgment in such a farce of a case? No one was said, no name was written. They showed up with excavators and began destroying a structure that had stood there for over 15 years. I immediately asked the excavators for the person who had sent them, and they said they didn't know anyone, but they were only informed to come and demolish the house. I immediately told them to tell whoever it is that I would like to speak with them. If they can call my number, which I shared with the excavators, so that I can speak with whomever gave them the order to demolish the property. I stood there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., waiting to get a call at least, and nobody called or came. The contractor even said he didn't know who sent him. 2 men later came and said they would like us to go to a police station. I asked if they even had a demolition order, but they had nothing. The whole situation screamed of coordinated lawlessness and impunity, that our country has become lawless. I just started reminiscing about how just over the weekend I had a meeting with someone who told me he has investments in Ghana, Senegal, and the Benin Republic, but won't touch Nigeria despite his market being here. I asked him why. His answer was piercing. Nigeria is a lawless country. Until we have laws that protect people, nobody will invest in Nigeria. I'm just shocked. How did Nigeria get to the level of lawlessness? What kind of country are we trying to build when the rights of citizens, their lives, their properties, and their voices are trampled upon daily? I remain committed to a better Nigeria where lawlessness will be a thing of the past. Protection of life and property, respect for human rights, care for the less privileged, and basic education for all children. A new Nigeria is possible. P.O. Number 1. Your Excellency, I hope your younger brother knows that it is not his property they wanted to demolish. Now you, and they won't fight. What they are trying to do now is to threaten anybody who wants to be close to a Peter Obi, who wants to support a Peter Obi. Go support Peter Obi, government will come for you. Because how do you take a court warrant without the name of the person that owns the property involved? In fact, there was no demolition order. Meanwhile, for anybody to carry tractor for this Lagos go demolish building, government know about that. So obviously, they're just using the government to fight him. So this is what APC is doing. Anybody that they cannot have in their party, they want to fight. They want to deal with the person. So it's either you come to APC or you are in trouble. And it is disgusting. We have people abroad who don't want to invest in Nigeria anymore. When I sell properties, most of these people are abroad. The first complaint that they complained that they demolish people's house on Lagos anyhow. Now, because one person wants to settle political scores now, is putting fear in the hearts of everybody that would like to invest in Nigeria. And many people don't decide they don't want to invest in Nigeria. Nigeria is a sweet place to invest. People make a lot of money, but all these things, they give us bad name. Whether the government like it or not, whether they demolish properties or not, we will still vote who we want to vote. So all this demolition will not scare anybody. In fact, from the look of things now, not even they fear.